A dead beef patty next to a tablespoon of dry seeds. That's the photo I want you to picture, because one of them has more protein per 100 grams than the other. And it's not the beef. Your butcher doesn't want you to see this list. Neither does the guy selling you $14 a pound ribeye at the counter. There are 10 plants sitting in grocery stores, garden centers, and probably your own backyard right now that beat meat gram for gram. Not close to. Beat it on paper with a number you can look up yourself in about 90 seconds. Number one on this list has almost triple the protein of a chicken breast. Number two, you're probably throwing in the trash every October. I'll get to both. Stay with me. This isn't a vegan sermon. I eat meat, plenty of it. This is about what's actually true and what the USDA food database has said since 2019 without anybody bothering to read it. And here's the number that should really bother you. A pound of beef takes roughly 1,800 gallons of water to produce, according to a widely cited water footprint network calculation. A pound of lentils takes about 700. Same protein category, less than half the water, and one of them you can grow in a 5-gallon bucket on a balcony in Phoenix. Here's who's annoyed I'm making this video. The meat industry spent close to $200 million a year, according to reported ad budgets from the North American Meat Institute, convincing you that real protein only comes from something that used to have a face. And the thing that gets me is this wasn't buried in a locked file somewhere. It was sitting in a public spreadsheet the entire time. Nobody just looked. I looked because I got tired of paying $9.99 a pound for chicken breast and decided to actually check whether the cheap bag of lentils in my pantry was really less protein or whether I'd just never done the math. You've been told your whole life that plants are incomplete protein, that you need a slab of meat on your plate to hit your numbers, or you'll waste away weak and tired. A 2019 USDA food data central entry lists dried spirulina at 57 grams of protein per 100 grams. Cooked ground beef, the 85% lean kind sitting in your fridge right now, comes in at 26 grams for that same weight. That's more than double. From pond algae, you can grow in a plastic storage tub on a patio in Tulsa, Oklahoma, for around $6 a month in supplies. None of this is new information, and that's the part that should actually bother you. Aztec farmers were harvesting spirulina off the surface of Lake Texcoco in the 1500s and pressing it into cakes, according to accounts recorded by the Spanish conquistador Bernal Diaz del Castillo. They didn't have a protein industry whispering in their ear. They weighed what filled them up and kept eating it. Rodale Institute researchers in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, have been running side-by-side protein comparisons on legume crops since the 1980s. That data has been sitting in public reports the whole time, gathering dust nobody bothered to blow off. Same story in Okinawa, Japan, where soybean-heavy diets have been studied for decades as one of the reasons that prefecture has one of the highest concentrations of people living past 100 anywhere on record. Nobody there was measuring protein against a meat industry benchmark. They just ate what grew in the ground next to them. Okay, the 10 in order, worst kept secret to biggest number. Chia seeds, 17 grams per 100, which is less than beef on paper. The reason it makes this list is you eat them raw, cold, straight out of the bag, no pan, no rendered fat, no shrinkage from cooking, a tablespoon stirred into water at breakfast, and you're already partway to your number before 8 a.m. Chickpeas, dry weight, 19 grams per 100. Lowest on this list, but pair them with rice, and you've built a complete amino acid profile, which is the part your nutritionist somehow never mentions. Probably because chickpeas don't have a marketing budget. Lentils, dry, 25 grams per 100, almost identical to ground beef. A 1 pound bag runs about $1.79 at most grocery chains, soaks in under 2 hours, and cooks down into a stew that holds in the fridge for 4 days without losing texture. Peanuts, 26 grams per 100, tied with ground beef exactly, gram for gram. Peanuts have been growing wild and cheap in Georgia clay since the 1800s, which makes the price gouging on protein snacks at the gas station a little insulting once you know the number. Soybeans, dry, 36 grams per 100. Edamame is the same bean, picked younger and greener, and a Cornell University Extension Bulletin from 2021 lists it as one of the rare plant proteins with a genuinely complete amino acid profile, matching meat there as well as on the raw number. Lupini beans, huge in Mediterranean snack culture, almost invisible on American shelves, land at 36 grams per 100 grams dry too. Soak them for 3 days, changing the water daily to pull out the bitterness, salt them, and they eat like a fatter, meatier chickpea for about half the cost of a bag of almonds. Pumpkin seeds, 30 grams per 100. That single pumpkin rotting on your porch after Halloween has enough seeds inside it for 2 full servings, and roasting them at 300 degrees for 20 minutes is the entire method. Hemp seeds, 31 grams per 100, the same number as a chicken breast. No cooking required at all. Whole hemp hearts go straight on oatmeal, straight in a smoothie, straight off the spoon, and no, they won't get you high. That's a different part of the same plant, processed a completely different way. The seed itself has effectively none of it. Seitan, which is just cooked wheat, gluten, kneaded and simmered in broth, hits roughly 75 grams of protein per 100 grams of dry mix. Chicken breast gets you 31, and that's the part nobody prints on the packaging at the health food store, because seitan's been marketed as a meat substitute instead of what it actually is on paper, which is a meat beater. Spirulina closes it out at 57 grams per 100 grams, dried against beef's 26. A 5-gallon bucket, salt water, sun, and a stir stick, and within 3 to 4 weeks, you've got a harvestable layer of algae you can dry and powder yourself. Here's where people mess it up. Dry weight and cooked weight are not the same number, and half the comparison charts floating around online don't bother saying which one they're using. A dry lentil weighs less than a cooked one because it hasn't absorbed water yet. Compare dry to dry, cooked to cooked. Compare dry lentils against a cooked steak, and you'll get a number that flat out lies to you. Spirulina specifically needs clean water. Contaminated ponds grow toxic algae blooms, not food, and there's no way to tell the difference by looking at it. Buy tested spirulina powder from a supplier who publishes lab results, or grow it yourself in a controlled tub. Never harvest it from a random pond, no matter how promising it looks. And lupini beans need the full soak. Skip a day of that 3-day water change, and the alkaloids left in the bean will make you sick to your stomach within a couple hours. It's not dangerous if you do it right. It's just a step people skip because it feels unnecessary, right up until it isn't. Somewhere between the Aztecs pulling algae off a lake and a USDA spreadsheet nobody bothers to open, we decided protein had to come from something that used to have a heartbeat. It doesn't. It never did. Next time somebody tells you a bag of seeds isn't real protein, ask them if they've actually looked at the number or if they're just repeating what the guy at the meat counter told them. Write the numbers down. Somewhere you'll actually see them again. That's the whole trick. Nobody hid this from you. You just never had a reason to check.